Hello, everybody. Thank you for watching. My name is Matthew, and I have been a ex-staff member from Boston, Massachusetts. And from 1996 to 2011, I was a public, give or take a few years. And I wanted to address something directly to the staff of the Class 5 orgs, Scientology. You must be going through hell right now. I'm sorry for those emotional feelings that are just ripping you apart. Because you have your heart into this. You have your soul into this. You have your passion into this. You also have your fear into this. Some people stay on staff because they're scared. They're scared of hurting the people that they're with. They're scared of harming their friends in the group. It is like the mentality of being a part of a superhero group, not to make fun of it. I mean, having that X-Men leave the group for reasons that are less than optimal than saving the planet as an X-Men. The Scientology staff are told, and most believe, that they are one of those team members, no matter who they are, just as long as they're on staff and doing what they're supposed to do. Having to deal with all that torture, being yelled at, having statistics go down by natural means or anything else, and look, I can make a list. I know what it's like. I want to encourage you to lead staff. And bluntly, the truth of it, through my eyes, is that sure, you should leave just so you can live a better life and healthy life. But most importantly, so you're not living a lie. I'm not just an enemy line. I'm not. Clear is not real. Clear is not real. All those times you've got to fight for auditing hours and how many clears are made and all these other small statistics that help the big statistics. It's unfortunately a circus show that makes money for the org and the staff members and anyone up front. Clear, the cognition, is realizing that you've been mocking up your own reactive mind the whole time. And you're not doing it anymore. Okay, that's a truth right in our faces, that we refuse to see at face value because of all the contradictive promises and words of Hubbard. It's a con. Yes, he lied to us. No, Scientology is not a deadly, serious activity that the world depends on. Just look around. You have past OTs all over YouTube talking, telling the truth. They're not enemies. lying, scheming behind your back. You can find out the entire bridge, and it's very disappointing. It's sad. I'm feeling for you. I can feel you. Those who are suffering on staff. Why are the protesters yelling such awful things? Well, they're shouting truth. You will hear, if you're not heard already, from the streets, from the protesters, or you will, that Scientology is very guilty of child trafficking to a very high degree. It's no small claim. It's not a claim to latch on to and then try to expand it and make it a lie. This is the truth. We're part of an organization that is built on falsehoods and hidden knowledge. And they get all the data on you. They have tons of blackmail data on you. They'll make you disconnect from your family and friends if you find out the truth, or if you tell the truth. As a staff member, have you ever noticed any OTs that left? I knew one, and we all thought of her as some out ethics person. She was on the OT levels and she left. Good for her. She found out and she had to go through that hell. I want you to know that if you're not sure about staff, you should leave. You should leave. You can just walk out, not show up, and just tell them, nah, no thank you. You have no power over me. And if they persist, you can call the police on them. They have no power. They are just a role-playing organization that harms. When you think about Scientology and what you've been told and what you believed in, and again, I was on staff for 10 plus years, I know. I believed nonetheless. I wasn't the best staff member, I'm sure, but I believed nonetheless. And with what I believed in, and my fellow staff members, and what is reality, it is a flip of the coin. You may think it works because of the basic courses. Or you might have gotten some counseling that unlocked something for you. Well, let me tell you, just be careful because past lives, they're counterfeit. And I'll tell you why. From my own experience, that's all I could talk from. I was a past life OT7, supposedly. Female. And I got my needle to float several times on that. And it made me firmly believe that I was this OT7 past life. Coming around the circle again, here to help. And it put me in a psychosis. It was scary because I put people through some pain. I put people through some really uncomfortable things. And I am where I am today, and I'm thankful for it. But let me just tell you, the process was insane. I encourage you to look, because you're not encouraged to look. You're told to do a doubt formula at times. You bring it upon yourself quietly, which is fine. Cat's okay. Kitty. Hairball. So, you do a doubt formula sometimes. Maybe for yourself. Or you're given it as an assignment. And, you gotta look at both sides. And you're limited to what you can look at. It's not fair. You don't need to look at some manufactured end theta, manufactured disturbing information. You need to look at some facts and some truth. How would you feel about listening to some past life Scientologists or past life, clears or teas, who realize that's not the truth anymore? There's several of them online, and they've been in the Sea Org, and they're speaking out. How would you like to listen to some OTs who've been OT8, OT3, and who've since left and have sincere, honest documentation of what's really going on? Do you think that's fair to have? I do. I think it's fair for you to have, so you can make a decision, because your life is at risk. And what I mean by that, from my own experience, I only got my 20s stolen from. I've only worked my entire 20s. When I was 20 years old to when I was like 30. And, I feel like I suffered. But that's nothing compared to what others have been gone through. Imagine spending millions of dollars, if not hundreds of thousands, having less. Because remember, Hubbard and the Regis put down having good things if it hinders you from giving them more money. You don't want to be PTS to the middle class. That's a lie. Because it's actually a safety place. I just wanted to sincerely talk to you. Maybe you're a staff member on security shift. Maybe you're a staff member in a whole nother country. That's fascinating. I need you to look. It's time. Because it's going to get painful. You're in a collapsing empire built on lies. It's falling. Okay? I'm not a merchant of chaos or all those big evil names. I'm just me. I'm just Matthew, ex-staff member, who has that experience and witnessed what I witnessed. There are things that you can do. Honestly, from my point now, you could just walk out. And that would probably be one of the best things you could do, because it would really affect the other staff. And they'd say, wow, this is serious. and, potentially listen to you. And you certainly know that that chaplain or auditor or sect checker is going to have to listen to you if you decide to communicate about it. Those who are in there, Gen Xers like me, I'm 48, I'll be 49 next month. And if I was still in, if you're in my age and you're still in for another 10 years, you've got nothing to support you. Can you look through the doubt formula? You don't even have to do the doubt formula, okay? That's not law. That's just Scientology's law. That's not universal law. Okay? You can just look. You don't have to do a doubt. Just be like, let me see. Doesn't mean you're in doubt. Maybe it does. Maybe it just means you want to know. You're curious. Don't be afraid of the people in the organization who will reprimand you and put you down for wanting to leave staff. They are victims, just like you, most likely. I think there's a few out there who certainly know what's going on. In my organization, I assume there's probably 2 or 3 that really knew it was bullshit. And they just played it because they get off on reading PC folders and looking at people's cases of their perversions and whatnots. And they know it's all bullshit. And they're just racking up the money. Because State of Clear is a joke. I realize I've been mocking up my own reactive mind the entire time. And I'm not doing it anymore. You didn't know what a reactive mind was until Hubbard said the word. He implanted that into your mind. He gave it all scientific mumbo-jumbo, mixed with some truth, but put his own spin on it. There's nothing there. There is no reactive mind. Look at the clears around you. Observe. You don't always have to ask. You just look. Look at the OTs. Are they really OT per the description? I could say no. No. If you only could see the protests going on, you'll see how small Scientology is and how it doesn't work. The grades. They can't communicate. They're unable to communicate. Scientologists. If they do, they get in trouble. I sincerely ask you to just take the time and ponder. Yes, it's scary, but it actually isn't. Once you can see through it, it's not scary. You have a big support system. You can just reach out. You can reach out to me. You can reach out to all the other channels out there. Just type in Scientology protest or SPTV. That's just a clever name. SP is bullshit. Yeah, there are evil people out there, but because Scientology is being attacked, doesn't mean we're evil. It's because we care. I care about your future. I don't want you being stuck in that hole. It's a perfect definition of a theta trap in Scientology. Hubbard would talk about theta traps. on the whole track. And this here is a very well designed theta trap, because you could be in the entire life stuck in that org, making progress towards fake clears and fake OTs, going through the same stress. Listen, if you made clears after all this time, let's just say from the 60s, true clears, true OTs, Scientology would be as big as it is. It would be as big as it could be. It would be welcomed. I need you to look. It's not the SPs stopping you. It's that Scientology doesn't work because its tech is false. There are no clears. There are no OTs. You can find out all the OT levels. And can I just tell you this? It's very, very disappointing. The Xenu story is true. And OTA is such a shocker, such a disappointment, that when I look back on when the OTs came back from New OT8, in our Boston org, we had, a meeting, and it was a big event in our local org. I just remember those OTs standing up there, and they're just phony. They're phony. They may believe it, but I think they're more in shock and under hostage. Mental hostage. Because they can't speak out. They become an SP. Please go look. Find out why the protests are really happening. It's not because you're succeeding. It's not. You're not succeeding. Look at the other ideal orgs that opened up before yours, some years ago, and what have you, and you're going to find out what state they're in. It's not just your org. It's all the orgs. None are doing well. That's a fact. It's a general fact. I'm just saying this because I care about you, and I want you free from this data trap. The only way free is to examine, come to your own understanding, but you have to look. It's all here. You can look. It's all open. Don't worry about the trouble, because they have no power over you. Ethics is a joke. The ethics department. It's a made-up thing. Ethics technology, it's a joke. That's the only way you can live life. Through ethics, L. Ron Hubbard's ethics technology. Understand that that's why Danny Masterson was protected. Through ethics. Not to report crimes to the authorities. Only to Scientology. He raped. How many, I don't know. but he's guilty. He's in prison. Supposedly raped too. He's guilty of. We all know there's more. Just for fun, look at this Nightmare on Elm Street shirt. And the way I see it, this is Nightmare Part 3. I remember going to the theater for this as a kid. Also, this is Scientology. These are the SPTV, the ex-Scientologists, and even the public who have never been in Scientology, confronting the demon. Okay? And they're standing on the blade. Despite danger to themselves, they have the grace and the ability to confront and look at the things they were told not to look at. And they're going to take them down. I'm just me. I'm just myself. I am who I am. I think the way I think. I just hope that I can reach you and give you some hope. You can live a really good life. You can drop the past life thing. You're not in an endless cycle of life after life, where you have to stop this downward spiral of existence. It's not true. You can reach me at theholyroad@gmail.com. If you feel like it, you can subscribe. You can communicate to me anytime if you wish. And the others. From what I understand, anybody in this amazing community that I am part of now is, you can talk to anybody. As different as we all are, you can talk to anybody. Because it's this conquering of evil just taking place right now. Let me hear your questions. Let me hear your comments. I pray for you. I pray for you to have the grace to see and to feel no fear in walking through that fire of leaving Scientology staff. Your fellow staff members will be angry at you, curse you, do all manner of fits because they believe in what they're doing. And I commend them for that, because they're sincere, but they're sincerely deceived, just like I was. We get deceived, you know. Just look at our government. Deception on a worldwide scale is not new. That's Scientology. Thank you.